You are watching Midnight Movie Talk live from Los Angeles. Erick Weber in the host chair as we have a super busy show. Now, typically, for those of you who have been here for a while, and I know that's a lot of you, you know that we start with box office, and we will do that tonight, but we're going to cover it pretty quickly because we want to get to the latest in the Jonathan Majors situation. Things are changing. It's very fluid, just like we talked about last night during that live stream, that there are so many pieces in play here and things happening by the moment. I think it's important we get to that, but we do start with our top story, as always, on a Sunday night, which is about the box office and John Wick 4 outperforming just like virtually every film in the marketplace now, other than Shazam 2. We'll talk about that in a moment, but let's get to the numbers. 73.5. I had it at 82.5, so we were 9 million off, but we knew it would outperform. It does outperform this weekend. Global take on this. This is really impressive. I mean, you talk about amazing start for a film that started with a 14 million debut way back in 2014, and Lionsgate's like, I think we have something here. Maybe we should make another, and then another, and then we'll make a fourth, and then boom, 137.5 globally this weekend alone for John Wick 4. And you've seen the movie. Now we're gonna make another John Wick, because I'll tell you what, it's gonna be very hard for Lionsgate to say no. We discussed that on Thursday when we knew this number was gonna be big. So this is about a little less than 20 million more than John Wick 3, but another impressive performance at the box office. And then we pivot immediately into Shazam 2 that just got annihilated, down 68%. Now, this film, and the reason that this film is doing as poorly as it is because A, it's not good. Okay, that's a major problem. But B, is that nobody wanted this movie. Now, other people out there, hint, hint, Grace Randolph, the absolutely Mensa member that she is, says that the reason that Shazam 2 did not perform at the box office is because of what Zach Levi said about Pfizer. Everyone, let's just get a good laugh in to start, because it's going to get serious soon as we talk about Jonathan Majors. But Grace Randolph is a joke. When you say something that dumb, that's the reason Shazam 2 isn't doing well, because Zach Levi said the world would be a better place if we didn't have Pfizer calling all the shots. Yep, that's why. That's why, Grace. I can't believe you have the subscribers you have, but God bless you. Shazam 2 is falling apart and getting annihilated because no one wanted to watch this movie. Nobody asked for it, and Warner Brothers made a huge mistake, right? Quick comments on both these things. Let's get to it. Then we get Jonathan Majors. It's like boom, boom. And by the way, when we get Jonathan Majors, I got two big things here tonight. Number one is the latest from Tig Nikolai. Now, Tim was the guy who said that he kind of said that Jonathan Majors has this, history that people know about and we're talking about. And now that this came out, we're going to go ahead and discuss it. So he has a tweet. His account went private, but I am following him so I can show you the latest on that. Also, some pictures of Jonathan Majors in New York City. And we'll talk about that in a moment. It's okay to laugh. Welcome to the channel. There it is. We'll talk about that whole situation here in just a moment. Welcome, Goober, to the channel. Some dude really got the balls to post the entire John Wick 4 movie on YouTube. So I think they did. But why would you do that? Why would you watch a movie this good, this cinematic at home on YouTube? MMT's fine on the smallest device you have. An iPhone, an iWatch is how you should watch this. Is that what they're called? I don't have one. I have no idea. I watched John Wick 4, considered to be one of the best action movies of the decade. Last decade was Mad Max Fury Road. Donovan Martin, if you've not watched the Raid films, you need to. Raid 1, Raid 2, I think, in my estimation, the Raid 2 is the best action film ever made. There is a chase in that film that will literally leave you in a state of astonishment that it's just, man, what Gareth did with that film is still such an accomplishment. And the fact that more people don't talk about the Raid and the Raid 2 as much as they should, that is very disappointing to me. But I know we'll always shill for that movie. Always. Let's see. Over 50% Dead Reckoning will beat John Wick 4 for best action movie of the year. Listen, it's got to cut it down. It's 3 hours right now. And Paramount has that thing at 3 hours. So they have to figure out, how do we get this thing to maybe 2.5? That seems to be a number that's manageable. 3 hours is too much. Even John Wick at 245, we can probably squeeze about 10 out of that, but I do think the pacing works there. So I don't have too much of a problem with it. But I mean, right now, it's funny that you say that about Mission 7. Before I get ready for the show to get myself amped and ready to go, I watch the Mission 7 trailer, the artistic beauty that it is. And what makes that trailer so great, and you've heard it before, those of you who've been on MMT, you're like, oh God, here he goes again, is the fact that they stripped all of the audio out and all you have is that pick a side, right? That dialogue, that's it. That's such a choice. One of the best trailers you'll ever see is Mission 7. Let's just go right to it, and then we'll go to wherever you want to go tonight. I think it's really important that we focus on the Jonathan Majors situation because last night, big stream, a lot of people really want to talk about this, and I think it's really interesting because 24 hours later, we have a bunch of fluidity going on here. We have some things that are changing by the moment, but I want to get you the latest in the saga, as we're calling it now. Let's go to, let me see if I can find it here. Let's first go to what the Army is doing. U.S. Army, as you know, has Jonathan Majors on their campaign to be all you can be. So the U.S. Army has pulled the campaign following the arrest. And that makes sense. We talked about last night that when you have someone who is in the white hot spotlight, like Jonathan Majors, for the wrong reasons right now, you want to distance yourself from it just for the time being until we get a better picture of exactly what happened. So the Army's like, put a pause on that. What I tell you is going to happen tomorrow. Whatever Jonathan Majors is going to do tomorrow, that is on pause. That's on hold. Because we need to figure out what is going on with this situation. And the last thing you want to do is start, shooting something and all of a sudden something else comes out. And then what's going to happen is then you have to go back and redo it and recast it. Just everything is on pause with Jonathan Majors right now. I don't care what it is. You have to put it on hold until we get a better idea of what is happening. Now, Daily Mail is a very good news website. A lot of people go, oh, it's a gossip site. Why are you reading it? Let me tell you something. They are very good about identifying stories, and they're very much like TMZ, ahead of the curve. Here's the latest from them. And I would say this is all, listen, don't discount the fact it's Daily Mail. Marvel star Jonathan Majors' attorney claims he is the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows and says there is video evidence exonerating him of assault charges. Okay. So this attorney for Majors, Priya Chaudhry, says that Majors is completely innocent and probably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. Probably the victim. That's interesting. Interesting phrasing there. Previously says she expects the charges against the star to be dropped, citing video evidence that exonerates him. We just mentioned that in the headline. Here he is here. So there's Jonathan Majors. Interesting, the hat he's wearing. Can you guys see this? It says freedom. There's his lawyer. And there's Jonathan Majors masked up. And it says freedom, freedom on his mask. This is exclusive photo here from dailymail.com as he's leaving law offices. Here's the video. You can see it. There he goes walking down the hallway. She puts the umbrella up to get some sort of coverage from the paparazzi. Well, Daily Mail, listen, give him credit for sitting there outside the court, coming out of court, right? And there he goes. That footage cost them a fort. Whoever shot that and sold it like a stringer, they made some money. But here's the important thing that I want to get to next. So again, he's saying, listen, this didn't happen. His lawyer speaking for Majors, saying this is all going to be exonerated. Just what's been told is not 100% the truth. Okay, now I do want to get to this. This you will not be able to see from anybody else but me, and very few people that follow him. But I'm telling you right now, this is kind of a hard thing to access right now. This is Tim Nicolai. He has locked his account. And I don't think I'm going out of the way by showing you this, by the way, because I have followed him. He's allowed me to follow him. That's how I'm underneath the lock. So I don't think this is not something I'm revealing that I think is in confidence. I mean, obviously, he's putting it out there. Wanted to say a quick thanks to all who support via text, DM, and calls. You guys are great. So trying to figure out how best to navigate this because my number one goal is supporting the victims he's harmed. So first thing, headline, Tim Nicolai is not backing off what he said about, he called him a sociopath. Said people knew about this going back to Juilliard, to his New York City days, Jonathan Majors, back in 2012, 13, 14, 15, before he became the star he was. Remember, the first time that, most of us laid eyes on him was The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Okay, continuing from Tim Nicolai. The tweets are out there and beyond my control outside of Twitter, so they'll do what they're going to do. That's fine. No regrets about what I said or how I said it because it's just true. We'll stand by that till I'm dead. There will be no recanting here. So, look, hello, not changing the story, not pulling back, going straight on with this. And listen, that's, I think, the issue here for Jonathan Majors is we talked about the situation's not good, right? No matter what the lawyer says, situation's not good for Jonathan Majors right now. Kevin Feige, Searchlight, Disney, everybody who's working, the Army, working with Jonathan Majors now, his agency, William Morris, is like, man, what is happening here? But this might be the worst thing happening for Jonathan Majors right now. Tim Nicolai. Because think about this. If this woman, who apparently there's reports that she is going to say he didn't physically attack me, right? And we're going to talk about that in a minute too. But if Tim Nicolai continues, which let's continue, in the event that the details have to go public, the receipts are there for miles. So I'm comfortable with that scenario. What I have to say is not remotely as important as the victims and what they know. I've just been in close proximity for years. Ultimately, I'm unimportant. Well, he understands that. I mean, that's kind of the truth, right? No one knew who Tim Nicolai was until last night. Now this guy's got the spotlight. Can you imagine? His life has changed. He was just under the radar, and all of a sudden it's like, boom. I appreciate the folks reaching out. Every aspect of this sucks, but it'll pass. Back to normal tweeting. Love you all. I mean, I'm sure he's thinking that, but the reality is that I kind of feel bad for Tim, especially if he's telling the truth, right? I mean, obviously, if he's lying, then we don't feel bad for Tim. But if he's telling the truth, then it sucks, right? We've all been in that situation where the spotlight's on you. I mean, it's happened to me. I've had tweets that blew up. People are like, oh my God, let's cancel Erick Weber. He said this. I'm like, no, it's very hard in those moments. And for Tim Nicolai right now, if you haven't been in this situation, I can speak to it in a way, not quite at this level. But there was a time when I had a Candyman tweet. Go back and look at it. You'll see the whole Candyman situation. And I had to, stand my ground because what I said, I know what I said. And the point is here with him, Tim's standing his ground. So, this is important because this could be the key to everything that is happening. I know that sounds like hyperbole, right? You're like, oh my God, it's a guy. No, because here's the deal. If this, let me scroll down again and pull it up. Because he's not turning around. He's sticking, going forward with this. My number one goal is supporting the victims he's harmed. He's stating again that Jonathan Majors has harmed people. So this is a real problem for Jonathan Majors, for Marvel, for Searchlight, for William Morris, for the Army, for everybody involved with Jonathan Majors. And I appreciate some of the comments from last night's stream saying, hey, way to go big picture on this, because when you look at the Jonathan Majors situation, we can talk about Majors and the woman. But what you want to do this is what we always do on MMT. I want to broaden the scope. I want to go as wide as we can to look at things from the biggest picture. And the big picture here is the effect that Jonathan Majors is going to have on numerous, first of all, Marvel franchise, obviously. Searchlight in what they have for Magazine Dreams, hoping he's going to be an Oscar contender. The people that work on the films in the Marvel Universe. The people that make money from Jonathan Majors keeping his nose clean, right? Keeping himself out of situations like we're in right now. And even if this woman recants, and let's talk about that for a moment before we go into the comments. And I mentioned this last night, okay? In as much as you and I want to say that if we were in a situation where something happened to us and we wanted to do the right thing, if someone, and this is hypothetical, I'm just putting it out there because we have to talk about it. That's what we do here. At MMT, we always deal with uncomfortable situations because we can't have conversations without doing this. It has to happen. So If something were to happen to you and you were thinking, let's just random scenario, someone punches you in the face. This has nothing to do with John the Majors, and it's a star. I go out in Hollywood, and if you guys didn't know, over the weekend I was at the gym, and I've run into so many different people at the gym that are famous, because the gym's, it's just, that's what it is. It's in the middle of the industry. But when I'm there, I'm walking around and I run into a famous actor, and let's say that he punches me in the face, and at the moment I'm saying, oh my God, I can't believe that Taron Egerton, who I saw at the gym, Taron Egerton just punched me in the face. But after word gets out, because obviously I'm going to tweet that, I'm going to say Taron Egerton just drilled me in the face. What if the next day you get a call from somebody who says, hey, how about $200,000 for you to recant? 300, 400. Now, at that point, you and I like to think that we would say, no, the money doesn't matter. But listen, guys, come on. If someone were to offer you a lot of money to not proceed with whatever it is that is going to do damage to the other party, then you might take it. Putting it out there. We're not saying that's what happened. We're saying that has happened in the past. I mentioned it last night, Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly got away with what he got away with for so long because he paid the women off. When he would send them suggestive emails and leave them voicemails, like nasty stuff, total sexual harassment. And then he'd say, oh, by the way, if you be quiet, his lawyers is hush people, here's the hush money, be quiet. And that's how Bill O'Reilly continued along for years afterwards. But let's just, in the world of hypotheticals, say that could have happened in the situation if the story all of a sudden goes from this is what happened and now it didn't happen. Because let me pose this to you too. If you were to tell one of your friends that someone punched you in the face, grabbed you and choked you, whatever the story is, something that was serious and obviously you're not fucking around with, right? And then the next day, you're like, no, I was mistaken. It didn't happen like that. Come in the comments and you tell me right now, what would you say to your friend who 24 hours before was saying, this person physically assaulted me, and then 24 hours later, you're like, nah, it didn't quite work out like that. That's not what happened. I was mistaken. How are you mistaken? How can you be that? You can't be that mistaken. Unless you're not playing with a full deck. That's the only way that you can't be that mistaken. You were on some kind of hallucinogenic. But aside from those things, why 24 hours ago were you saying this is what happened, and 24 hours later you're like, you guys, it doesn't make any sense. So whatever happens here, it's not going to be as easy to put this back in the bottle as anybody wants this to be, because of people like Tim Nicolai. Even if this woman does not go forward and changes the story and everything's just altered, go down a different path. Now we have, as we mentioned last night, we called it the force field's down. The floodgates are open, whatever cliche you want to use. Now that that's happened, we have people that are ready to come through, and all you need is one or two that cannot be bought off. And then you have a situation which is going to be not just sort of, but extremely problematic for Jonathan Majors and his team going forward, no matter who it is, whether it's Marvel, whether it's his agents, whether it's whatever studio that's working with him, Searchlight for Magazine Dreams, right? So there's so many things in play here. It's a very fascinating, just like it was last night, but I think even more so because of that report that's out there that apparently they're not reporting it here in Daily Mail, but there is a report out there. I want to say Complex was reporting it, saying that this woman has changed her story. So you guys, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Donovan Martin, welcome to the channel. The damage is already done. I mean, it's definitely not as good as it was for him last week. You know, a week ago at this time, we weren't talking about these things, but now we are. So no matter what happens, you will the stain is there, right? We know that there's that allegation, and then you have this Tim Nikolai out there saying that this guy has a track record of this. So he's in this weird spot, right? Where you want to wish the best for Jonathan Majors, certainly for the alleged victim. You want to wish the best for them. But you also don't want to enable someone who, if this is a pattern that has happened before, to allow it to continue like a Bill O'Reilly, right? You don't want that either. So we're stuck kind of in this, Netherland that you're trying to figure out where do we go from here? And that's why everything needs to be on hold with Jonathan Majors right now. As much as he and his team, certainly his agents, are probably like, oh, it's going to blow over. It's not right now. And 24 hours later, I don't think much has changed. Even if she changes her story, it's now open. Everything has just changed. The landscape is completely altered. Regardless, this will sadly have a huge dent in Major's career, especially with the constant allegations, reports. It's going to get messier. Kuzma, I would agree with that. And again, even if this woman disappears and goes away and the whole thing, the problem is once that other tweet came out from Tim Nikolai and other people saying this guy has a pattern of this going back, that's the bigger problem here. I know that sounds weird, right? Because it's like he's accused of choking a woman. So obviously that's major issue. But when you throw in someone saying this has happened in a pattern, this is a repeat pattern, we've seen this before from him, his behavior, that's the issue. And all it's going to take, if you're Marvel, listen, if you really want to get to the bottom of this, and I don't know if they do, I mean, let's just be honest. If you're Marvel, right, I always say this, you guys have heard the stories about, like if a wealthy couple, okay, the man has tens of millions of dollars. You always hear the stories of if the man is cheating, or the woman, if she's rich, whichever you want to go, you look the other way. Marvel is almost at this space where they even want to uncover the truth? Because if they go down a path that leads them to Jonathan Majors has done terrible things, then they are out so much money, so much time, so much revamping of the entire landscape, the MCU, because this isn't a character that you can just quick alter and change. You've already gone so far down. We talked about it last night. It's like a freighter going down. You can't just all of a sudden whip that thing around and go the other way. It's going to take a shit ton of work to turn that around. So for Marvel, do they want to know? Because I can tell you how I would do it. If I was Kevin Feige, the first thing I would do is I would bring in Peyton, director of Ant-Man, and I'd say, tell me everything you know about Jonathan Majors on set. If you never told me before, this is your time, Peyton. You need to tell me, what was he like on set? Because there's reports that Jonathan Majors was maybe not the most generous person on set, was not easy to work with. Now, let's make sure this is out there too. Hollywood's notorious for that. All right. There's a lot of stars. There's people that I know. Last night I mentioned about Candace Cameron, which I know you guys are like, wow, so exciting. But no one else has said that. That a person who's worked with Candace Cameron said she's not that nice. So I have plenty of other people in this town who have told me about celebrities that you would be like, what? When I had someone tell me, I said, oh man, I love this person. I'm not going to do it because that's another thing. But when I said I like this person and what they do, this person who has worked on a set with this actor said, that guy's an asshole. Like, you don't even know how big of an asshole. And I go, what? But the public perception is that he's a great person. That's the hard part for, I think, a lot of people. When you have an image of somebody and you think that they are, if not perfect, they're on the pedestal, you're like, this is a good person. I think we all have Jonathan Majors as this, aw shucks, very humble actor, talented guy, physically gifted. But then when you hear a story that your hero isn't quite as great off screen, it's hard to rectify that. It's hard for you in your mind to get those two things straight, because you're thinking this is my hero, but yet I just found out through someone who wouldn't tell me a lie that this person's an asshat. So then you go, wait a second. I don't want to know that. And I think that's what is another issue here for a lot of people is you have this person that you had viewed as a certain way, and then all of a sudden you go, wait a second, now I have to change my thinking on that. There's a whole study, and I'm not going to go into, I can't remember all of it. I just remember the basics. Okay. So there were, I believe there were Japanese tourists who went to France, and their image in their head of what they'd see in Paris was one thing. And when they got there, it was totally a different. And they were all psychologically just destroyed by the fact that what they thought was going to be what they got was not when they got there. And I think that's what a lot of us are dealing with too right now is he looks like a great guy, a perfect guy. And then you get these stories that maybe that's not true. That is going to be 100% denial or cognitive dissonance. So that's the thing, right? Where you can't, and that's why I say try to do this. It's our number one thing about Midnight Movie Talk, and anyone who's been here knows the reason that you can never know where I'm going to go on a film or a topic is because I try to be as neutral as possible and to not allow my personal feelings enter into it, to try to see everything from all the angles and just go in as objectively as possible. So when we go into a film, and I go back to Babylon, just hated that film. It's a terrible film. It does not work as Damien Chazelle intended. That said, when I walked in, I'm like, this is Damien Chazelle. This is going to be like the best picture of 2022. I love everything this man's done. Okay, maybe not as much First Man, but still strong directorial effort. But you go back and you look at Whiplash and obviously La La Land. You go, okay, it's going to be great. And then you go, no, you have to be able to, even with the people that you think are hella talented, you have to be able to hold out at least some area where they can be human, where they can actually make something that's not good. They can do something that lets you down and absolutely disappoints you to no end. And that's why it's very important to always stay as objective as you can. Don't get too close to your heroes. Be happy with them. Always have somebody that you look up to, whatever that is, but know that they have their issues. God knows I do. But I don't have issues like what is being allegedly accused of Jonathan Majors. That I know. But we didn't know that about Jonathan Majors allegedly until last night. So it's just those of you here on MMT who haven't, they're new to the channel. They're like, there it is. Every time Weber talks about Babylon, then you put the bingo piece. Elizabeth Olsen is unbelievably attractive in person. That is another slot. When he starts savaging the whale, that's another. We should really someone come up with a 9 bingo slide, like a tic-tac-toe whenever I mention this stuff. Guys want to know this Chris Benoit was my favorite wrestler growing up. I mean, okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm not going to go down the whole Chris Benoit story. We talked about this. It's really hard when you look at somebody, and Chris Benoit was one of the best technical wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling. And then, as you may or may not know, he murdered his wife and his young son. So you talk about trying to juggle something. You're juggling the image of this man in the ring versus the unspeakable act that he did to his own family. And we're not comparing Jonathan Majors to Chris Benoit. We're talking about when you have that illusion of perfection that's absolutely shattered. And I think we're all kind of dealing with that with Jonathan Majors right now. Yes, it's an allegation, but still, it's damaging psychologically to you when you think your heroes are close to perfect, and then you start to question maybe they're not. Once you start going down that route, then it is hard, but I recommend that you do it as much as possible. You know, nothing more so than what we lived through the past 2 years where we all just kind of bought into what was told us, right? Versus you sat there and said, well, wait a second, let me look at this a little further. Let me examine this and not just go by what I'm being told, okay? Let me be a critical thinker. And if any anything from anybody who's been here from day one of MMT knows that's what we do more than anything else, is to always ask questions, to always say, what if this, what if that, what if this? And that way you are open to all the possibilities, and then you can make your own decision up. If it's subjective, then go ahead. If you love Babylon, that's your thing. It certainly isn't mine. But when it comes to things like this situation with Jonathan Majors, always have the ability to alter your view on something in light of new evidence. Now, the evidence is not fully supported. The evidence is not substantiated 100% by any means right here. But I am going back to more than the situation in the cap. I'm going to really lean on that Tim Nicolai tweet, because I believe the best in most people, not everybody, but I believe that most people are not going to come out and say something as strong as what Tim Nicolai said about this guy being a sociopath. Because if you're coming out as anybody and calling someone else a sociopath, you better know that that's the truth. I would pray you would, right? Because if you're doing that out of spite, if you're doing that and knowing that that's not the truth, then that's hard for me to rectify, because I don't operate that way in life. I don't screw people over. I don't purposely try to destroy other people. Do I destroy other films? God, yes. Of course, but there's always the next one. We're going to wipe the slate clean and start again. But that's part of being a film evaluator. You got to go in hard. That's why there's very few people in the space that are even decent at it, because they're too afraid to lean into their takes. And if anything, and Chris Gore told me this the other night, he goes, if there's one thing you do, you are dangerous. You say things that a lot of people would never say. But what's the point of being here, doing a stream, doing anything, and holding back in what you believe to be valid points? And when we talk about Jonathan Majors and all of the things that go into the situation, we can't just say it didn't happen. We can't also say it did happen. We have to stay somewhere in the middle and say, well, now that we know this, we've got to, as I just mentioned with Kevin Feige, he's got to go and talk to everybody. I'm talking the key grip. I'm talking the PA. Everybody who ever worked on set with Jonathan Majors, I need to have a quick phone call with you. And in confidence, you need to know that what is being said, probably not on a phone call. You have to come to the offices, because that way you know that no one's going to be recorded and all that. Because that'd be a weird situation too. You'd be afraid. But if you say, listen, we need to basically depose everybody who's ever worked with Jonathan Majors, because if we're going to proceed with these next MCU films with Jonathan Majors as Kang, we better damn well know that this shit is never going to rear its head again. I mean, ever. And the only way is to do the due diligence, and that means to drill down so deep you never even imagine you have to go, that you've got to do it now. You have to. Feige's got to do it. Every studio in town's got to do it. If I'm William Morris and his agents, I got to do that. You don't think they have contacts? Of course they do. You're talking to everybody in this town, because everybody in this town talks to everybody else. It's a small town. Okay, so if one person knows it, and that's what I'm getting at with Tim Nicolai, if Tim knows it and he's one person that's not even anyone that's, of major importance, there are people out there who know more. They just have not said anything. And the reason they haven't said anything is they weren't emboldened to do so. And in this town, if you take a shot and it doesn't come out your way, you're done. It's over, because you're going to get blackballed. And that's why most of these actors do not talk about the other guy, the other girl, because they know that if they go out there and say something, you look at what happened with Jenna Ortega recently, right? Did you see that? Where she says, hey, I had to rewrite the scripts for Wednesday because they weren't good. And then the writers are all like, oh my God, I can't believe she's admitting this. What an entitled actress. I can't believe that was not good for her. And here's the bad news for her going forward, talking about a small town. The writers now, they all know the agents. They all know the directors. They all work in symbiosis, right? They're all there. And now you've got Jenna Ortega admitting that she has changed lines of her own volition. That's not what you do in Hollywood. You can do it on a stream. No, I can do whatever the hell I want here. You guys can't stop me. You can't stop me, man. I'll do it. But on set, listen, not a smart move. So if there are people who know things about Jonathan Majors, they're not going to come forward, because if they do it now, when Jonathan Majors is as high as he was 3 days ago, Friday, let's just go Friday, 2 days ago, you're not going to come out and say anything about Jonathan Majors, because you know why? He's untouchable. But now that the force field's down, here comes other people. And that's what you need to look for over the next several days. Who else is going to be emboldened, if this is true? Who else is going to be emboldened to the floodgates are open? Because if that happens, then it's over. And you see that happen with Harvey Weinstein. We talked about it last night. If you haven't watched She Said, go watch She Said. I don't want to hear about how it bombed at the box office. We don't care, okay? We make fun of Shazam 2 bombing. But if Shazam 2 were a quality film, I would say go watch it. Who cares how it does at the box office? She Said did not do well. But the film is strong. And what it illustrates very well is that it took one woman to go on record. And once one went on record, here comes the other, here comes another. They all joined in. And everybody was in. Ashley Judd, if you haven't seen it, she's in the film. She plays herself. She's in. And then all of a sudden, you have strength in numbers. That's what is going to happen in the next few days with Jonathan Majors, is if there becomes a coalition of people who say, this guy has done terrible things in the past, now that it's on, right? Then that's where this whole thing changes. Everything about it changes. Every single bit. Comment time. Let's go to it. That's everything. I just unloaded every possible thing I could, and then you guys can respond here. Jenna Ortega did good if you judge by the success of the Wednesday franchise. Yes, correct. But that's not what we're talking about, right? You're technically correct if she made good choices. The problem is, in this town, when you are working in collaboration with a team of writers, executive producers, who usually are the main writer for the show, and you are the one altering the line, that doesn't go well in the writer's room. That doesn't go well for anybody on set, because they go, wait a second, if she's going to do that, then I'm going to do that. And then you have chaos, okay? Even if you think, and trust me when I say this, if I was on set and I thought there was a better line, I would probably say it. I wouldn't do it, but I would say, hey, real quick, writers, can we just talk real quick? How about if instead of this, I try that? Can I at least try it? That's different than if Jenna Ortega, and I don't know exactly what happened on the set of Wednesday, but if she's like literally in the middle of a scene just saying the line and going, no, that's better, right? And that's it. Not having a consultation and a collaboration with the writers, that's not good. And this town, if you are deemed to be difficult to work with, you are over. You're over. Mission 7 trailer. Every time to get me excited. It's over. Katherine Heigl. Remember? Grey's Anatomy. She was a pain in the ass to work with, and they said no more. Katherine Heigl hasn't done shit. She did a couple things after that, not much. She did a show, didn't do well. Katherine Heigl was an up-and-coming actress. Remember going all the way back when she was like, what was she, like 16? What was the movie with her? She played the daughter. And was it Steven Seagal was the dad? Who is the dad? Oh, my God. She played a daughter, and all the guys were checking her out, and the dad was freaking out. Katherine Heigl. She was a pain in the ass, apparently, on Grey's Anatomy, and she's done. So if I'm Jenna Ortega's agent, I'm like, maybe don't be so thrilled to admit that you're changing lines on Wednesday, because everyone in this town talks. So to bring it back around to Jonathan Majors, everyone in this town talks. And if they start talking about Jonathan Majors, that's where the trouble comes. And I'm telling you, it's Tim Nikolai, which is the weirdest thing to say. It's Tim Nikolai that will end up being the biggest problem for Jonathan Majors, not the woman. That's problematic, obviously. But Tim Nikolai, big picture, is the real problem for Jonathan Majors, because as you just saw, as we looked at the tweets, let me pull it up one more time. He is saying, here it is, let's pull it up one more time. So those you can't see this. This is because I'm following him and he's locked up, but I can read it to you because again he's putting it out there, so I don't think that it's anything that I'm not that. Just FYI, I want you guys to know something. Every time I'm on Twitter and I get direct messages from people, and I get direct messages from all kinds of people, from actors, directors, other journalists, you name it. I have never, and I mean this, never once outed a source because you don't do that shit. Okay. So if you're questioning, like, are you going under, this is not a direct message. This is a tweet that he put out there. You just can't see it because it's locked up. I wanted to say a quick thanks to all the support via text, DM, and calls. You guys are great. So at this point, you're saying, how's Tim dealing with this today? This tweet was sent at 9:54 this morning. He probably got like an hour sleep last night. He says, still trying to figure out how best to navigate this. So very clearly, it's not over for him because my number one goal is supporting the victims he's harmed. I mean, how could you state it any more so than to say, I'm supporting the victims he's harmed? Not the victims what he harmed. He called him a sociopath. I mean, this is intense. This is the issue right here. A.B. Allen. That's right. The other guy, A.B. Allen. Let's see what he's doing. Hold on. I don't think he's locked up. Let me search for A.B. Allen. Give me 1 second. Let's search for A.B. Allen and see what he's up to today. By the way, if you guys have anything else, hit me in the thing. Super chat, honest to God, super chat, I'll see it faster. If you guys have something that's really good, hit me the super chat. I don't even care if it's 99 cents. Just make it easy, and that way I can see it, because once the comments get flying in here and everyone wants to talk about it, it's very hard to go through this. At some point, I'm going to have one of you be the producer, and you're going to push comments to me. That's what, just someone who's very good and quick, because you guys know I move fast and we change directions quickly. We are not like the MCU if they have to recast Kang with the freighter. We are literally the speedboat, and we will turn on a dime and we will go the other way. Okay, A.B. Allen, here it is. It's one of the first searches. Let's see where he's at today. Okay, so remember, this A.B. Allen, here's the tweet. There's a particular actor, relatively new on the scene, who Twitter has violently fallen head over heels for, who, in actuality, is a vicious, cruel, abusive human being. I mean, listen, it's one thing to say he's a nasty person. He's a jerk. He's an asshat. Whatever it is. But vicious, cruel, abusive? That's brutal. I mean, if someone called me vicious, cruel, and abusive, now, please indulge me in a moment of humor. If you were to call me cruel and abusive towards Babylon, cruel and abusive and vicious towards the whale, I will own that. I will 1,000% own the fact that I was 1,000,000% abusive to Scream 6. But not as a human being. Most people who know me generally will say I'm a decent person. Maybe not everybody, but they won't say I'm abusive. On here, I'm abusive. But that's right, he said it in February. He said that a while ago. Look, that's Valentine's Day. So, and that's right, by the way, that's right when Creed 3 was coming up, Ant-Man. This is very clearly about him, right? And he even admitted. He said that A.B. Allen even said he goes, ding, ding, ding. Okay, here it is. Hold on. Where's A.B. Allen? I got to find him. Where'd he go? Did he hide himself now? I can't find him. Hold on. Let me see if I can find him again. Give me a second, guys. Director A.B. Allen. Okay, there. He's a director. I didn't even know that. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, it's two people in the industry. Because I'm pretty sure Tim Nikolai is too, right? Okay, I don't see. He must have gone into hiding, just like he made his account private. Because I don't think you can see it. Once you make your account private, you can't see it, to my knowledge. So maybe that's what happened with A.B. Allen. But, there it is. The same kind of thing. He's abusive. He's violent. He's just bad. Max Cohn. Well, listen, we'll talk about the whale in a minute. We're still talking about John the Majors, but it's terrible. The whale's terrible. I'm cruel and abusive. Yes, I'm cruel and abusive, Tom, to YouTube Queen Grace Randolph. Maybe. But I'm cruel and abusive to her because she said the reason Shazam 2 bombed is because of Zach Levi's Pfizer tweets. That's why. It's so stupid. That's the dumbest take in the history of takes. Unbelievable. Chris Gore's in the house. I'd like to have Gore. Hey, Gore, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're sitting around, I don't know where you are. If you want to jump on the stream and talk about Jonathan Majors, it's up. You just tell me right now if you want to do it. I'll pop you up. It's up to you. If you want to join, I'll send you the link and you can jump on and we can go off. But just know this. that if you come in here, and Gore knows this, that we're not going to hold back. It's not going to be like, well, can we say this? No, we're going to say it. And in the point, the strength, we talked about Candace Cameron yesterday. You got to go back and watch the stream. What else do you want me to do? Nikolai turned his account private after Major's lawyer statement. No, I don't think so, because here's the thing. People are saying, get on here, Gore. Smash the like button. Thank you. Yes. Here's the thing. Nikolai made it private because when you're in the middle of the shitstorm, I've never made my account private. But when I had that whole Candyman situation, for those of you who don't know, I'll go back and relive it quickly for you. Candyman. When Candyman came out, my tweet, I'm not going to pull it up. I remember what I said. I said, this is when I go back and I watch Candyman, obviously Nia DaCosta directed it, but it's clearly Jordan Peele's vision because he wrote the script. And I said, this is Jordan Peele's most, true, most pure horror film. And then I mentioned Nia DaCosta does a great job directing, because she did. So people freaked out. They're like, oh my God, you disrespected the director. So I got so much, everyone was coming after me. I'm like, you guys, first of all, I'm not going to apologize for that, because I know what I'm saying. I know what I said, and I'm not going to kneel to the crowd. But I can tell you this, when you're in the middle of the shitstorm, you have two options. One, punch him in the face, go after him, which I will do 99.9% of the time, unless I know I did something really wrong, right? And I mean, I'm not talking about said something mean about somebody. Like, this is a platform where, my God, I mean, people are going to attack me. People come after me and say Weber's a jerk, he's an asshole, he's an arrogant douche, all that shit. Who cares? I'm not going to worry about it. So if I say Grace Randolph's an idiot for saying that Pfizer is the reason that, Shazam 2 tanked, no, too bad. Deal with it. Don't have a take that shitty. If I have a take that shitty, you guys can come after me too. But I don't have takes that shitty. I don't think. Maybe. But still, come after me. But when you look at what Nikolai is doing, he's trying to cover up. He's taking punches, right? So, when you're taking these kind of shots, now I'm used to it. I've been on Twitter for, God, I can't even believe I have to say it, 10 years plus. And I know that it gets ugly in there, and you have to be able to just mute the replies, block people who are disrespectful. It's one thing to be... No, listen, it's one thing to go, I disagree with you, but it's another thing to say, you're an idiot, and also you are going bald. Right? When you start to make it personal, which, at some point it'll happen. But when you make it personal and are like, make things that are just... It's one thing to attack me for saying I hate the whale. But what I'm saying is, for Tim Nikolai, he's like, my God, I'm taking shots, right? So he's covering up. He doesn't want to take any more shots. So as such... he wants to cover up, and you make your account private. It's a guy with less than 2,000 followers. I think he had 2,000 or 3,000 at the time, and he's gone way up. I think let's see where he's at right now. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it back up, and let's look if he hasn't already blocked me. I don't think Tim's watching us tonight. But if he were. Okay, so here he is. So let's pull it up one more time. This is Tim Nikolai. So this is his account. It's now private. He has 2,130 followers, so he gained quite a few. A bunch of people in the industry followed him last night. And he's following 3,600. But for him, he's not used to this. He's an actor, director, co-founder at whatever society is, like Public Theater in New York. He works for Public Live Theater in New York City. This isn't some guy who's like, under the microscope. He's just a guy who knows these things. And by the way, let's put some stock in Tim Nikolai. He works in theater. That's what Jonathan Major started in New York City. So here's the issue with most people. You're going to find that if they have issues, they're not just going to show up when they're famous. They would have been with this person for a long time. And then you're going to say, well, why wasn't it stopped before? Because no one stood up, because no one spoke out, because no one had the guts to do it. So Harvey Weinstein, why did he get away with it for decades? Because no one would stand up and say this guy is sexually harassing, sexually abusing, anything that the horrible things he did, he got away with because he shut them down. He said, if you say a thing about me, you'll never work again in Hollywood. That's what happened to Ashley Judd. Ashley Judd, for those of you who don't know, was a huge actress in the 90s. She was in all kinds of films. She was a star. She was not the supporter. She was a star. What was the one with Tommy Lee Jones? Remember? Where she played the woman who was accused of killing her husband. Was it Double Jeopardy? If I got that right, give me a like, because I pulled that right out of my ass. Don't anyone go. Just, please don't do anything with that. When you look at Double Jeopardy, come on. She was big, but guess what happened? Harvey Weinstein's like, you're done. It's over. Done. I could see, Sleepy Skunk, good evening to you. I could see the Majors legal PR team sending that guy a threatening communications to put pressure on him to remove his tweet. Thank you, I got it right, John. I want likes, everybody. Pile them on for nailing Double Jeopardy. 1992, maybe? If I got that right, I want triple likes. Smash the like button like 10 times. Can you do that? Sleepy Skunk, listen. The problem is, even if he deletes it, it's there. It's out there. It had 2 million plus impressions. Hold on. Let's get the latest on that. I didn't even see the latest. He didn't delete it. It's still sitting there. You guys can't see this. That's why you're watching Midnight Movie Talk. So you can look at Tim Nikolai's Twitter feed. Never did I think I'd say that. Never did I ever say that. Okay, 2 points. So here's what happened. So check this out. This is the tweet. Let me zoom in. This is the tweet. I'm just going to say this about Jonathan Majors and be done with it. Folks at Yale and broader NYC community have known about him for years. He's a sociopath, an abuser. That is how virtually everyone speaks about him. It's a shame it took this long for him to be reported. So last night it was 1.99 million. So now it's at 2.2. Why has that number stopped? Because he locked his account. You cannot look at this anymore unless he allowed you to follow him. So he cleared me, and that's why we're looking at it. And I don't think, by the way, me showing this, again, I want to state for the record, this is not me breaking some journalistic ethic, because trust me, I do not reveal sources. If you send me a direct message, and people here in this stream have, I don't reveal you as a source ever, because why would I do that? There's no point. That's because I was raised as a journalist. If you guys don't know, I know. Now, granted, you guys are going to laugh. I was a TV news anchor. And at some point, we'll watch my old videos of me as a news anchor, and you guys will die. You'd be like, that he was a version of what you see tonight, but not nearly as unhinged. Definitely more in the box, but also not really in the box for a TV news anchor. That's why most of the stations I work with were like, this guy's a little dangerous for us. I don't think I like the fact that he reads the teleprompter and then breaks teleprompter and starts ranting about things, which is very much what this show is. Only we don't have a teleprompter. We're not Grace Randolph reading off a teleprompter. No, she always looks off to the side because she's reading from a teleprompter. Hey guys, this weekend Shazam 2 bombed. It only made $30 million, and that oh, he's being mean. Weber's being mean to Grace Randolph. What a cruel, vindictive bastard. Thank you, Mike. I was a TV guy. Now, I could have been something one day, but instead I'm here with you guys. It's actually, in a weird way, it worked out perfectly because I hated doing TV news because I couldn't do what I want to do, which is just start talking about things. Like you guys know we've done on the show. It's not just about movies. That's what I love about, okay, granted, that's not the right word to use with Jonathan Majors, but love. What I enjoy about a topic that's Jonathan Majors' story is film, but it's also not. So it allows to have a deeper conversation about things that are not just like, this movie's good, this movie's bad. If I want to do that, I'd be Chris Stuckman and put everyone to bed. Oh my God. Sorry, I dozed off for a minute. Chris Stuckman, everybody. Woo! I mean, that's what I would do. But that's not what we do. This show is not a movie show. Well, it is, but it isn't. We can talk about anything. We've talked about pro wrestling. We've talked about crazy shit. Well, I know pro wrestling is not that crazy. We've talked about certainly COVID. So anything goes here. It's not just, it's like, I can talk about a little of everything if you want. But the point is mainly what you guys want to do here is talk about film. And that's what I want to do too. But we can also break away from that. But Jonathan Majors is a story that is really just bigger than, it's the scope of it's so much larger than what we usually talk about here. We talk about box office. We talk about all these things. I'm a Grace slander. So bad. I don't care. I'm the sports guy that challenges the weather guy to. I did do that. Okay, so it's okay to laugh. Thank you for. Let me explain quickly. I'm going to do this in less than a minute. This is my TV news career. I started in Kennewick, Washington as the weekend sports anchor where I covered high school football and the Seahawks. Then I moved to Milwaukee to WTMJ where I was the Packers reporter. I drove from Milwaukee to Green Bay every damn day, an hour and 45 minutes every way to talk about Brett Favre. Eventually, Aaron Rodgers was drafted. I went into the locker room. You know what I was good at the Packers? And this is what I'm good at now. I would walk in the locker room after the team lost, and I'd say, you guys just lost to a terrible team. What does that say about you guys? And they'd go, oh, shit. Did that guy just say that to a player? That's what I do. I will ask the hard question and bringing it back to, we'll go back into my TV news career at some point. I want to bring it right back to Jonathan Majors. When we talk about this woman who was allegedly choked, now reports that she is going to say it didn't happen. 24 hours later, you must ask the question, was money deposited? You have to ask the question. We're not saying it happened. We're telling you, you must ask that question. And you know I'm right. Come in the comments and tell me. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do it right now. I'll pull you up and say, you're wrong. No, I'm not wrong. And that's why you guys know you can't say that. Because it is 100% true. We have to ask, were monies exchanged? Because if I come to you, last night we did the whole stream about Jonathan Majors, and I tell you all these things, then the next night I'm like, oh, by the way, everything that I said last night is wrong. I didn't mean any of it. You guys would be like, this guy is off. Like he is bipolar, which might be true, but like legitimately, like what just happened? And that's the situation that I'm left with tonight when I hear these rumors, this report that she might recant and say it didn't happen. That I ask you again, if you went and told somebody, bring it to me. I come to you and I say, hey, guess what? So at the gym, what was the name of the Barry Keegan? So I saw Barry Keegan at the gym on Saturday morning. Barry Keegan, not the tallest guy, but he's pretty thick. And he also has those blue eyes. I looked at it for a minute. I go, this guy's kind of crazy. Like Barry Keegan might. What if I told you Barry Keegan smashed me in the face with a 10-pound dumbbell? And there was visible damage on my face. Okay, maybe not the teeth knocked out, but there was definitely blood. My nose is rearranged. And then the next day I go, no, it wasn't Barry Keegan who hit me with the weight. It was actually me running into the dumbbell. Or even better, it never happened. I don't know how that got on my face. Barry Keegan didn't hit me. What would you say? What's the first thing you would say? You would say, did Barry Keegan pay you off? You would. You know you would. You know you would. Because that's the first question. That's what we do. We'd logically be like, why all of a sudden did he say Barry Keegan didn't punch him in the face with a dumbbell? Did someone make a deposit to make it go? That is what we're talking about. No, I don't remember. He was doing boxing. That's what listen. This is, thank you, Retro Nerd Girl. You're right, Eric. As soon as I heard the allegation retracted, of course, it's, you have to think that way. You have to think that way. If you're not thinking that way, you're being disingenuous and you're not going down the path. You have to go down that path. Money talks. It's why Majors listen, these are all allegations. All of them are allegations. But I'm telling you, if I came to you guys and said, someone punched me in the face, Barry Keegan drilled me with a dumbbell, and the next night I say, no, it didn't happen, you guys are going to say, what the hell, dude? First of all, did you make the story up? And then if you didn't make the story up, how did you get the marks on your face? Then you'd say, why are you dropping it? What's the benefit for you to drop the story? So that's why we go back to the woman who's accusing Jonathan Majors. What's the benefit for her to drop the story? What's the answer to that? Help me, you guys in the comments. What's the answer to if she drops the story? What is the benefit for her? Come on, come into the comments and tell me what it is, because you know damn well that that is exactly what it is. I'm waiting. I'm giving you guys like literally 10 seconds to come in the comments and tell me what is the answer. There is no that come on, Sleepy Skunk. Come on. You guys. Dulce's here tonight. 100%. I know this is uncomfortable for some of you, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Because we have to have these uncomfortable conversations. Now, maybe it's all fake. Maybe it's all made up. Maybe. But I'm just telling you, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hold on. I want to make sure I get this in here. I got to put it in. Give me 1 second. I didn't mention what tonight's shirt is. Tonight's shirt is the Columbus Crew. We had this shirt on about a month ago. I don't usually like to recycle shirts. First of all, I love this. It's brand new. It's their new, authentic. Let me say, for those of you, if you don't have a football shirt, a soccer jersey yet, I recommend, please listen to me here. Just even if you don't own one, you need to go purchase the authentic MLS jersey. I don't care what team's near you. Get one, because the fit and the fabric on this, I mean, I feel like I am wearing $1,000 garment tonight. So Adidas, you outdid yourselves with this year's authentic kits. The shirt, and this is the Columbus Crew. They won 6-1 over Atlanta yesterday. No, sir, I'm not kidding you guys. If you let's say you only wear t-shirts, please, whoever you have near you that's an MLS team, go buy the authentic jersey for them and put it on, and you're going to go, I need every one of these. I need to have every team and only wear this to bed during the day, out on the night. I will wear this shirt. It's such an amazing thing. It's worth every bit. Gore, you want to come on? They want you to come on, Gore. You're at home. I know you're sitting there hanging out. We can go for like 30 minutes and we'll talk about this. Liverpool FC, when you get the actual true, this is called the authentic. I think Nike calls it not the stadium. The stadium's the lower quality. The real one, I'm telling you what, man, the quality is unbelievable. Sorry, YouTube. I'll get it. Hold on. I got it. I missed a super chat. Give me a second. I'm getting to it. Because we now are, guys, it's straight up open comment time at this point. I mean, at this point, whatever you guys want to do, let's do it. If Gore wants to come on, I'm ready to go. But I don't think Gore's probably drunk, and that could be bad. I mean, knowing Gore on a Sunday night, he's definitely had at least 2 vodka martinis. No, actually, it's vodka sodas. My bad. Hold on, I'm looking for it. Where the hell? There it is. Thank you. Okay, fine. Let's go. We've been talking about Jonathan Majors for no joke, like 45 minutes. Let's go off topic, and it's fine because we're going to get up on this week. Speaking of which, the movies I'm going to see this week are as follows. 1001. I'm so excited to see this film. When I saw the trailer for the new Focus film that debuted at Sundance, I love gritty. I love grounded. And when I watch the trailer for 1001, I go, oh my God, this is my kind of movie. I'm stoked to see it Tuesday night. Wednesday night, I'm going to go see Air, which is playing at AMC investor screening. If you want to see it early, go do that Wednesday. 1001, by the way, Tuesday night early screenings. And then on Thursday, I'm finally going to get to D&D. The reason I haven't really gone out of my way to go see this, they invited me to the screenings. Shockingly, Paramount said you can come to the screening. It was last week, and I didn't go because I just didn't want to drive across town to see Dungeons & Dragons. But after I destroyed Scream 6, I was kind of shocked that they said, yes, you can come see Dungeons & Dragons. But they know, like Paramount knows, you're going to love a movie such as, go back, what's a horror movie from Paramount that I absolutely went crazy for? Oh yeah, Smile. What's a movie that I destroyed? Babylon. What's a movie I destroyed? Scream 6. So maybe I come out of Dungeons & Dragons and like it. We'll talk about it Thursday. But box office wise, if I were to throw out a number right now, I would think 30 would be a really strong number for this film. It just doesn't feel like the interest is there. You know, we need to talk about a John Wick 4, which we mentioned off the top. I know normally we really drill down on this box office stuff on a Sunday. We don't have a story like Jonathan Majors staring us in the face. But we can certainly go back and talk about this for a few minutes. When you look at John Wick 4, you had that buzz that was building perfectly for Lionsgate. They had their early screenings because they knew the film was great, and then it translates to the A Cinema score, does $73.5 million, better than all the other films. It keeps going up every single film. We knew that would happen this time, and it did. But when you look at Dungeons and Dragons, there's no buzz, right? The buzz is not there. People are not talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I know that people think they are, right? You go around, you look at people saying, "Oh, this is a really fun movie, it's great," but it's not really there. You know the buzz is there when people that aren't that interested in films are like, "Are you ready to see John Wick 4?" Which is what the case, right? But Dungeons and Dragons, like, maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. Even though the reviews seem to be positive on it, I just don't think that's going to translate to a big number. Even if the film ends up being more fun than I anticipated, which seems to be the case for most people who've seen it, it just doesn't have that driving, compelling urge that you need to see it. Now, if you would have told me they were making a Dungeons and Dragons movie in 1984, I would have been like, "Oh my God, I can't wait." Not in 2023, right? It's like a movie that's 30 years too late. Dungeons and Dragons was big when I was younger. We used to go to the Drowsy Dragon in Columbus, Ohio, and buy the metal figurines and paint them up. Here's the orc. Here's the elf. Here's the hobgoblin, whoever else. I never knew how to play the game. We just grabbed the 20-sided dice and rolled it and go, "I got a 20. My friend Keith was like, "I got an 8. I go, "I beat you by 12. You're dead. Give me your metal, whoever the fuck you are. Who are you? Your metal hobgoblin, and I'll take that." I don't know how we played, and we moved around some kind of labyrinth. We didn't know what we were doing, but I still would have seen Dungeons and Dragons the day it opened. Speaking of that, movies that I had my mom drag me to see on opening day. You ready for this? I'll throw these in randomly from time to time. Cobra. I made my mom take me to Cobra. And I was way too young to see Cobra. And I go, "Mom, please, I love Sylvester Stallone. I know it's hard, but I can handle it." And then it turns out, you guys seen Cobra? Cobra's got it's got killers with axes and shit. They're serial killers. And now it's like the Night Stalker. It's violent as hell. And my mom's like, "Oh, what have I done?" And probably it changed my life forever. But I went to Cobra opening night. So you know damn well I'd go see Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, it probably is Gore. It's probably a go. Gore can come on if he wants, but he's not texting me. Let me check my phone. Hold on. No, he's not texting. He doesn't want to come on. He's a baby. He knows I'll go all in on him. He knows he can't hang with me. That might get him to come on. I like to imagine Eric had a mustache. No, I did have a mustache. When you're growing, you're going through puberty, and you had I had the thing. But remember this, that when I was in TV news, I couldn't have a goatee. That was illegal. You cannot have any facial hair. Funny story. One time I did the morning news. I came in on a Monday and I had few days growth. And I did the whole show with, a quasi goatee. My news director at the time, when he got in about 8:00, he goes, "Come into my office right now." And I go, "Oh shit, what did I do now?" Because that was me at every station. What did Weber do now? He goes, "Go shave right now." And I go, "What?" I go, I just did all the shows with a goatee. He goes, "You need to shave that off now, or you're not going back on the air." And I go, "Shit." I went in with my electric razor and shaved off my goatee. These are the stories. You need to watch Cobra. Cobra's amazing. Solomon, I love Cobra. I remember watching my parents take me to see Watchmen, right? Exactly. When you get to see that first R-rated movie. I don't know much about Dan Morrell. It's a great question. I don't know. By the way, we didn't do... Okay, I'm sorry about... Before we run out of time, I want to mention today, we have not done the show of the week. Because the problem that I'm facing is this. I need you guys' help. With the shill of the week. For those of you who are new to the channel, the shill of the week works like this. We pick a critic and we say this person shills for 90+% of the film. They are not a true critic. They want to be quoted in ads. They want to be beloved by the studios. They want to go see the first screening because it matters so much to see the first screening. I mean, my whole life would have been different if I only had seen Dungeons and Dragons 3 weeks ago. Who cares? Okay. But I want to double. So I'm not gonna do a true show of the week. I'm gonna revisit last week's show of the week because I want to mention that why this is important. Okay. So when we mention being a shill, the number one thing that irks me, and this is what we're going to pull Mama's Geeky back up again, okay? So Mama's Geeky is the kind of critic that I am not a fan of. And not because, by the way, not because it's a female critic, everybody. That whole crowd. No, this is the kind of critic, and there's more people like this, that will bash a film that doesn't matter. Like here's the latest, The Tutor. What the hell is The Tutor? I don't even know what that is. Let's look. There it is, The Tutor. It looks like a direct to DVD kind of thing. I don't even know who's the star in this. My God, what is this? This is not even a movie. It's Vertical Entertainment. I mean, Vertical is so far down. So look, 13% tomato meter. So the critic who thinks they can here's how they stay a critic. We're going to bash the films that we think are safe to, and then like things like Dungeons and Dragons, 4.5. Shazam, 4 out of 5. That's insane. But, right? So look, Chang can dunk. We're going to give it a rotten. Scream 6, fresh. We have a Ghost, 2.5, whatever that is. Creed 3, 5. So, Cocaine Bear 4 out of 5 is probably the worst review anybody could ever. At that point, it's done, right? You're over. Cocaine Bear is a disaster of a directorial effort. Disaster. Elizabeth is in so far over her head. And you guys, listen, here come the people saying now you're bashing a female critic and a female director. Wait a second. Time out. Time out, everybody. Says the guy who said his number 1 movie of 2020 was Saint Maud. His number 2 movie of last year was After Sun, along with Women Talking. No, not going to happen. We're bashing our critic because this is a critic who thinks they can attack the films that are easy and leave alone the studio stuff. Show me a 1 out of 5 on Scream 6 like me. Show me a 0.1 out of 10 for Babylon. No, you're not going to find it. That's why that's a show of the week. It's 100% a shill because that doesn't make you a critic. Doesn't make you. Not to mention giving 4 out of 5 stars to Cocaine Bear. I mean, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I need to play Tony Stark, Elizabeth Banks, his Gore texted me. Hold on, let me check out. Let me see if he's there. Give me 1 second. Hold on, everybody. Hit pause. Give me a pause. There it is. That's right. Now, here it comes. Screw all you guys. I'm not even gonna reply to that shit. I'm not gonna reply to it because it's not true. You guys know it's not true. It's just that's what we do now. We throw it out. Oh, he didn't like this thing directed by a woman, therefore he hates all movies directed by women. But what about, no, he hates all movies directed by women. He's that kind of person. If you're that kind of weak human being that does that shit, I don't even want to discuss you or know you. Like someone who throws that stuff out there, right? You don't like this movie because directed by a woman. You don't like it because what? No, dude, I didn't like the movie because the movie sucks. I don't care it was directed by Elizabeth Banks. The movie, I didn't know she directed it. When I watched it, I didn't even pay attention to who the hell directed it. I just watched it and go, this is shit. This is terrible. Who said that this person can direct? Oh, it's a woman. Who cares? Who said they can direct? Doesn't matter. She's a woman. You know, I was watching a clip earlier tonight. Let me see if Gore texted me. Give me 1 second. The shill. Give me. I'm gonna check to see. I'm gonna be right back. Let's see if Gore texted me. Oh, he wants to join. Okay, guys, we're gonna go for a little bit. Gore said he wants to join. You guys ready? Give me a thumbs up right now if you want him to come on. If you want Gore to come on, tell us right now. I'm gonna send him the link. Do you guys want him on? Do you want Gore on? Tell me yes, and we'll go. I'm so tired though, but I'll do it. If you guys want to, let's go it. Here it is. Hold on. I'm gonna send it to you right now, Gore. Give me a second. Let me copy it. So I'm not gonna go forever with Gore. We could literally Gore and I could probably go for like 6 hours. I don't want to do that. I can't. I'm so tired. I played volleyball today, guys. You need to. I was playing down at the beach. If you guys know, I play beach volleyball. I'm decent. I'm not great, but I'm also not terrible. I'm decent. Hold on. Let me find Gore. Give me a second. I'm going to email him. Gore, check your email. This is the magic of live. Chris Gore is going to join us. Give me a second. Let me send him the link right now. Gore. I'm not going to tell everybody your email, Gore, but I will send you the link. Give it 1 second. Where are you? Oh, hold on. Damn it. Give me a second, guys. Just bear with me. Why the hell is your email not popping up? Damn it, dude. Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, just bear with. It's going to be good. Once he comes on, we'll have fun. And I just want to get his. He's got to. If he's going to come on, though, guys, he's got to be completely and utterly unvarnished. We can't have like him come on and not be afraid. I just want to ask him questions about the Jonathan Major situation and see what he says. Okay, here it is. I got it. Okay, Gore. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Coming to you. Here he goes. Here, the link's on the way. Give me 1 second. I can't text it to you because I'm not that technically adept. Here it is. Let's see. Here it comes. There it is. There it is, Gore. It's on the way. Check it. It doesn't have a topic. So come on for a minute. It is. I just sent it to you. Check your email. Can you check your email or not? Check your email and click the link. Gore's going to come on here in a minute. It's when I put on the headphones. You know it's serious. How many Top Gun high fives happen when Eric plays volleyball? You know, at some point, you know what I might do? I might stream. Please listen to this. I might stream one of my matches so you guys could watch and go, holy shit, look at that guy. Look at that dude running around the court like a maniac. And I'm louder than hell. Are you guys surprised at that? The Godfather voice of Gore. The Godfather. Here he's coming. Let's see. When I see him, he'll be here. Give me a second. When I see him here, I'll pop him up. Chris Gore brothers started Depeche Mode. Oh, yeah. No, Martin Gore, right? Was that Martin Gore? Was that Chris Martin? Who was Depeche Mode's guy? Gore. Okay, we're waiting for you, Gore. Get up on here. Where is he? He's probably at the bar. A couple more comments while we wait for him. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I didn't get any more super chats I missed here on this Sunday night. By the way, the next scheduled show will be Thursday. I'm not going to do a show after 1001 on Tuesday. It's too small a film. You guys, I mean, it's just so niche. If I love it, we'll talk about it for sure either way on Thursday. And then, of course, Dungeons & Dragons, that's the opening night. So beach volleyball. Thank you, Kasuma. You can't really see them, but they're there. You know, that's the weird thing. When I ran into Barry Keoghan, so quickly on Barry Keoghan. So I work out at a gym that has a lot of celebrities, including myself. So I go, I was walking down I was done with my workout. Karch Karai. Hell yeah, Karch Karai. He was a badass. But so I walk in, and the reason I'm saying great eyes is because this ties into Barry Keoghan. So I'm walking and I look and I go, who's this? He's not very tall. Barry Keoghan's is not a very tall guy. And I looked at him and I go, oh shit, that's Barry Keoghan. And I didn't say anything because he looked at me and he has the piercing eyes. And I remember what I said about Barry Keoghan. It was the weirdest thing. You remember what I told you what I'd say? I said to that if I ever see Barry Keoghan, listen to this. I said if I ever see Barry Keoghan, then I'm going to tell him to dial down the eccentricities. And then listen, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm face to face with Barry Keoghan. And I told him that I said to you guys, I would tell him that he needs to dial down the eccentricities and just be more grounded, not quite as weird. And then I didn't do that. So now I don't know what Gore. I don't know if Gore's coming on. I sent him the link. Gore, get your email together, dude. If not, we'll go just a few more minutes. I'm so tired. Barry Keoghan lived most of his life in foster homes. Did he really? Interesting. Okay, guys. I'm going to warn you. What it says here, it says drunk Chris Gore. So we'll see how long this goes. Here he goes. I wasn't beefing with Keoghan. Here comes Chris Gore, everybody. Chris Gore, how many drinks have you had tonight?
Dude, I've been drinking since this afternoon. You hear my voice?
What?
This is why I didn't want to come on. I sound like crap. I'm
no,
sorry.
Listen, you can just focus for a minute. We won't keep you long. Okay, I don't want to get you. Thanks. I don't want to get you canceled because I know. Where did you drink first of all?
I was at the Anaheim Convention Center. So like
he's definitely buzzed.
Can you hear what I sound like?
No,
that's why I didn't want to come on.
No, listen. I'm just gonna listen. No, it's fine. I'm just gonna because I know. Listen. Just listen. We'll make it short and sweet. Just if you can, I'm not going to ask you to get too deep into this. Just let me ask you this: what was your initial reaction to the news about Jonathan Majors? Just the first time you saw it, you thought what?
First of all, we have seen too many news stories that start as one way and then go a different way. I don't believe it. There's more to the story. So, and there could be an agenda behind it. Who knows? Also, a lot of people have been fired from Marvel. Like, do you remember the first Iron Man movie?
Yes.
Terrence Howard. Like,
that's correct. Yep.
Why was he let go?
Yeah, you're right.
Same,
pain in the ass.
almost a similar reason. So I don't know what to believe. More is going to come out. I've only heard good things about Jonathan Majors, but there's weird stuff around. So I don't know. I'm a wait and see, but I'm not going to rush to judgment against him because I've actually only heard good things about him. So my apologies for my voice.
No, it's all good.
My voice.
It's all good. Are you? Patrick's like, my throat hurts just listening to Gore.
I know. That's why I didn't want to come on. I'm
okay.
like,
sorry,
Patrick.
I'm gonna put you on the clock.
Patrick Lemire? Okay, hey,
yeah, it's Patrick. And Kevin says, "Is this Bobcat Goldthwait?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
no, dude.
Remember,
my voice.
Dude, he directed that movie, Hobo with a Shotgun. It's fucking terrible. I hate that movie. Remember? Did you ever remember that movie? Oh my god. Okay, so wait. So are you on the way home? What do you do? Please say you're taking an Uber.
No. I'm at home. I'm very responsible. As much as I like to party, I'm very responsible.
Yeah, he is. I've hung out with Gore. I can vouch for him. He's good. And I don't even me, 1 Miller Lite and the night's over.
You're lightweight, man.
I am such a lightweight.
You're a cheap date. You're a cheap date.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was at WonderCon all weekend. Had a great time. I'm gonna post photos on my social media, whatever. But no, this Jonathan Majors thing is weird. It's weird. The timing is weird with Disney. Maybe they signed a crazy contract with him and they're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Would they want to do that? I feel like his reception as Kang was really strong. People like him in that role. So maybe to your point, maybe
wait a second. They're about to lay off 4,000 people. Is it 4,001 people with Jonathan? I don't know, but they've recast other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so this wouldn't be the first time it's happened. So we'll see.
I hear you. I understand it. There's nothing wrong, but we're just throwing out hypotheticals. Honestly, I told you guys, and I'm saying to you now, Gore, I don't want this to be true. I think that Jonathan Majors is a hellaciously talented actor. He's got a physical presence. He just is gifted.
The thing that makes me question are these other tweets where the one guy was like, and he was implying someone, he's beginning these accolades, and then suddenly he's I'm talking about the people on Twitter and whatnot who are implying it was someone and it was him. Ding, ding, ding. Remember that tweet? Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
That one. Yeah. So that one, that's the only thing that gives me pause. But also, why are they coming after him? Why?
Well, but it's this.
So I don't know if I believe it.
Okay, the Tim Nikolai tweet's the one that is really alarming to me. Let me see if I can pull it up just real quick. I want to read it to you one time.
Bring it up.
Let me read it to you. And let me find it. Hold on, I saved it here somewhere. Give me a second. So I followed him so I can still look at his stuff. He's gone private. Okay, here it is. Let me zoom in. So let's go back to the original tweet from Tim. So this is over 2 million impressions, and the reason it's not higher is because he locked his account. He went private, and then that stops all the engagement. Okay, so here he is. I'm just going to say this about Jonathan Majors and be done with it. Folks at Yale, because that's where he went, right? So he knows that the community, obviously it's a small school, Yale's, so that everyone knows everybody, certainly in the theater community. And the broader NYC community have known about him for years. He's a sociopath, an abuser, and that is how virtually everyone speaks about him. It's a shame it took this long for him to be reported. Listen, Gore, that's the thing. What happened allegedly
that's in the only thing that makes me
that's bad.
Gives me pause. Yeah,
dude, what if someone said this about you? This isn't good for anybody. I mean, because it's so direct. It's strong, man. I mean, this is strong. Absolutely.
But there's no evidence. People's tweets are not evidence. That's not evidence.
But why would Tim do that? That's what I guess the question is. Why would Tim send the tweet?
Well, here's what's going to happen. The only way he gets absolved is if video comes out. Video comes out, and it's. I mean, I think video is going to be the most convincing thing. And then Marvel almost has an excuse to change their entire plan going forward. entire plan.
Well, that's
which means, by the way, you're ignoring the fact that Brie Larson basically said, "I don't know what's happening after the Marvels." She's supposed to be she's supposed to be the head of the Avengers. Will she be? Who knows? Maybe this is like some way for them to go, you know what? We are going to completely we're going to take a year off. There will be no Marvel for a year. No Marvel for a year, 18 months. We will reboot everything. And maybe they reboot. I don't know. Who knows?
Patrick says, who cares? Ant-Man 3 lost 200 million. King has no clout. I mean, you can look at it that way for sure. I mean, there's that. I never think of it that way, but listen, let me tell you something. We talked about how Hollywood is. This town will cut you off in a heartbeat, and they don't even care.
Yes.
These people are
so to your point,
if they wanted to, they could easily, right? So maybe I don't know. I mean, it's a wild thing. That's why it's so fascinating to talk about, is because there's so many things in play here that it's riveting. That's why everyone wants to talk about it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it happens so quickly. No one knows anything, and there's no video. And they said specifically the video would absolve him. Let's see the video.
Yeah. Well, that's the lawyers obviously are going to work on all that stuff, but I don't know. I mean, it's just bad. However it ends up, it is definitely tarnished his image. I mean, someone said here, film Twitter's already canceled him. Not that is the end of the world, but you know how that is. Once film Twitter's all over you.
Yeah, I can't stand film Twitter.
And trust me, don't
screw them.
Movie Twitter. Movie Twitter. That's our group.
Twitter. Agree.
Join our movement. Movie Twitter. All right. Thank you, Chris Gore. I don't want to keep you because
wait. Are you coming to the horse races with me tomorrow?
Maybe. I'm gonna go. Are you gonna go see the movies with me this week?
Santa Anita Parkway. We're gonna go to the horse races. Then we're going to the Santa Anita Mall to see. We're gonna see what? What are you talking about?
Like, it's just funny because you're like, then we're going to go to the Santa Anita Mall. Like, that's something that's going to be, like, enticing.
It's literally right next door. Grab tickets. There's a 6:30 screening of Full River Red, which is a Chinese movie. We're going to go see the Chinese movie after we go to the horse races. Join me. Anyone listening is welcome.
Okay,
Join.
go to the... I probably...
Full River Red. It starts at 6:30. Oh my God, I sound so drunk. I'm actually not that drunk. My voice is dead. It's dead.
It's dead. I get
and
it.
And then Wednesday, I'm going to see you at Air.
Are you going to go
I don't think I'll make it Tuesday. I got so much work. So Tuesday, probably. Wednesday, I'm there with you Wednesday.
Okay, I'll see you Wednesday for Air.
Tomorrow, Full River Red.
Okay, maybe. I mean, the Santa Anita Mall is pretty enticing. I mean, it really is. I mean, I love going to malls.
All right.
Bye, Chris Gore.
Apologies to everyone. I'm so sorry. Okay. Bye. Later.
Thanks for coming.
Later.
You never know what happens after. Man. Thanks, buddy. Be good. You know what's funny is we where is it? Hold on. That I should have popped this up the whole time. We haven't done it in a while where we talk about weird things like MMT. Okay, because I want to show you guys something one more time. This is where everyone leaves. It's okay. The stream's basically over at this point. I want to make sure I didn't get any.
Everyone.
Hold on.
This is Jeff P.
Okay, so this is where we do weird shit. At the end of the thing, we just do strange, and I'm going to do it to you one more time, and then you guys are all going to comment. Everybody who's new is going to comment on the video I'm about ready to show you. I'm going to show you a video, and I want you guys to explain to me what you're watching. I know for those of you who are like, oh God, here it comes again. Here comes Planet X. This is, by the way, nobody else is. Can you imagine like Chris Stuckman or Grace Randolph doing what we're about to do? Showing you Planet X in the sky. Would any of them even go there? Like, no, we can't do that. We got to only talk about movies. All right, here it is, guys. You guys ready? Here we go. So let me pop it up, make it big. So this is, I recommend you following this guy. His name is, what the hell is his name? Jeff P. He's a YouTuber. Let me turn down the volume on this. Tell me I don't want you to hear it. So wait for a second. Okay. For those of you who haven't seen it before, you're all going to be like, what am I watching? Let me try to explain to you. Give me 1 second. Okay. So You guys are like, what's going on? What is this? What's happening? What are we doing here? Okay, so just listen to me, Michael. Just trust me on this. Listen to me and just remember what I told you earlier in the stream about keeping an open mind, about always wondering, what if maybe? Okay, so this is an observation camera looking off in the middle of nowhere. There go, people are starting to leave. Don't leave. You're going to love this. Watch the corner of the screen. We're going to zoom. So watch in the corner left. There it is. Okay, watch. Okay, so all of a sudden, this is just a live camera. And all of a sudden, this camera is going to catch something. And I need you guys to see this. Watch it. Here it comes. What do you see? What do you see showing up? Now watch. Watch as, do you see the stripe? Wait for the stripe. Watch. Do you guys see the stripe across this thing, this planet thing? Do you see it? Give me a thumbs up if you see it. Okay, watch. Watch the stripe. There it is. Watch it. Now, this isn't a light, because if the light were on it, it would be a light. It wouldn't rotate. There is something on this object. So look, this is the sun coming up. The sun is hitting this thing. Now watch. There goes the stripe, and then you're going to see an X. Do you guys see that? See how it crosses again? This comes around, and then you have this X. Look, there's another stripe, and it's coming around. There's the X. Do you or do you not see that X thing there? Just come on. What do you see? That is not a lens flare. LCR, not a lens flare. Because a lens flare does not have something that goes around on it that is that whatever is on this object, one more time, is moving with it. It's on the object. Look, you can see it's literally on the thing. It looks like a planet. So what the hell is this? And there comes the sun. And then it disappears, right? There it goes as he scrubs. He's scrubbing back and forth. I feel like I'm watching Minority Report. I'm just telling you guys, what is it? I'm just telling you, help me. Guys, come on. X marketing team. This is a light refraction. I don't, listen, guys. Okay, listen. It looks like a, thank you, John. For the first time ever, someone's like, it looks like a planet. So I don't care, Alan Ing. I lost all credibility a long time ago. I don't give a shit. I lost credibility like years and years and years. That's why I don't care. But one more time. Last time through, guys. Last time through. Here comes Planet X. Watch. As it rotates. Can I zoom in on this? No, I can't. Okay, my bad. Let's see. Here comes. There comes the stripe across the planet. Here comes the... By the way, where is the sun? The sun is in front of that object. Why? Because the sun is pushing its ray back now at the planet. So whatever this is, the sun is in front of the planet. The light is in front of what you're looking at. Tell me it's not. Do you see? And then all of a sudden it disappears and it goes away. And then, so that's a zoom up. That's what it looks like. I'm sorry, guys. I don't care if I lose credibility. I just asked the question. Here's all I'm going to ask for you. And then we'll end this because it's Grace Randolph's teleprompter. This is all I'm going to ask you guys is, what if, just listen to me. I'm not saying it's true. It is an Xbox power-up. But listen to this. Think for a minute. Sham. Think for a second. If that's the Xbox power-up, if anybody knew that this shit was actually real, would Bill Gates know? Like, you guys listen, I don't know how far you guys go down rabbit holes. We're not going to do this for, just listen. It's the portion of the show called MMT Gets Freaky. We already talked about all the good things. This is where we can just do whatever the hell we want for a few minutes. This has nothing to do with the other stuff. This is its own thing. I'm going to ask you this. If Bill Gates has the money he has and he knows the things that he knows a lot more than you or me. A lot more. So what if he knows this is a striped planet and he says, let's incorporate the striped planet and put it as the Xbox symbol because it's hilarious, because it's like an inside joke. Like every time, aha, that's Planet X. They don't know that. They don't know it, but it's Planet X. Think about it. Just at least go there with me. Just please walk down the path with me. Hold my hand as we walk down this path and you go, wait a second. Because the truth is, no, Mega Swiper, it's not edited. No, this guy, trust me, follow me, he's Jeff P. He doesn't do that. He's like a straight up normal. I'm just telling you, here's what I'm going to say to you guys. Is just because you were told something is the way it is doesn't mean that it actually is the way it is. Because the last I checked, no one here has ever been out in outer space. Nobody. We don't know if anybody has. We really don't. Let's just be honest. We don't know. We can assume, but we don't know. We don't definitively know that someone was out in outer space. Do you? How would you know? Because they tell you? That's not good enough. I need to see it. We can't ever see it, so we'll never know. So what if what we've been told about everything is not true? And let me tell you why I go down this path. The reason I started going down this because here's the thing, Patrick. Joffo. Here's the thing is, it could be a planet. Because here's the problem with what you're thinking. And let me just, the point of this is actually just to deconstruct almost everything. Is you are thinking that what you've been told about the planets and the sun and all that is exactly how it is. What if it's not? What if what we've been told is not accurate? Just humor me, please. What if that's true? If that's true, then everything becomes possible because you're no longer stuck within the rigid way of thinking that there are planets and we all orbit around the sun. Just hear me out. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just asking you to say, could it be false, what we've been told? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. And let me tell you why. Okay, let me tell you why. But Patrick, I don't know. Maybe everything we've been told about all this. What I'm saying is, here's where it all started for me, and let me tell you why. This is where it all started for me, where I started questioning every single thing. I started questioning everything that I've been told in my entire existence when COVID happened. Before that, I was asleep. They call it people are awake now. Right, we all were like, the world did do, and then all of a sudden COVID came, and I go, wait a second. And I've talked about this before, and I know. Go back and look at my Twitter. I deleted some tweets because I got so much shit for it. When COVID first started, I said that this feels unnatural. What is happening right now is there's something off. My spidey senses were tingling, and it's proven to be right. So what I'm telling you is, once that you start to say that this may not be the way it is, you will start to say, wait a second, maybe this is the Matrix. I don't know. But why couldn't it be? I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. That's the thing. But I know this. There are people up there like a Bill Gates, like whoever the hell, Klaus Schwab. They know a hell of a lot more than you and me. All we know is what we're told. So imagine a world where you're told that Babylon is a great film. You would think it's true. I wrapped it back around. Wham! Wham! But I'm just telling you. I don't know, Kuzma. I mean, I'm just saying, all I'm telling you guys is to be open to things that you would never imagine to be true until you can completely close the door on them. That is the best way to proceed going forward, I think, for everything. Always be skeptical. Always be a critical thinker. Do not listen to what everybody says is the truth, because if I did, I wouldn't even be doing the film thing. I'd be saying that, every movie's great, like Eric Davis. I'm the shill of the universe. No, I'm not going to believe you when you tell me that Babylon is great. It's shit. It is a dog shit film. And that's because I allowed myself to be open watching it, going, maybe Damien Chazelle can make a terrible film. Oh, well, here it is. He did. So just please, if you believe everything the government tells us, listen. Oh my God, Bill Gates physique critique. Can you imagine? Well, no, I know. I have looked out and have, but I'm just telling you guys. Thank you, Michael. Just be critical when I show you that this thing, whatever this planet is, body, is between the sun is in front of the thing. One more time, last time. I'm not going to show it to you again. This will be the last time we ever look. Just like it was the last time I ever told you that Elizabeth Olsen is absurdly hot in person. There it is. The sun / light. And by the way, there's a whole thing about there's two suns. But you know what? Can I show you guys something? Hold on. Okay, you guys are going to be like, this is good. I want to point out something. So there's the sun, the planets behind it. I was looking at this, so I have two computers. My other computers, hold on. Let me see. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm going to show you something that freaked me out when I saw it. Hold on. Damn it. Give me a second. Okay, so one of the start screens for one of the old Windows. Hold on, let me see if I can see it. Windows Picture Seattle. Give me a second. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Images. Give me a second. There it is. Okay, check this out. I found it. So check this out. Wait, let me pop it up. Okay, I gotta zoom. Okay, check this out. You ready? Okay, watch. So it's kind of shitty, but here's the thing. So my other computer's super old. It's got like Windows 8 on it. Windows is Bill Gates, right? So just look at this picture for a minute. So this is the picture that's on my other laptop, and it's Microsoft, that's Seattle, Space Needle, all that. What do you see in the distance? So just look. When you start to look, what the hell? First of all, there's two suns. Second of all, one's way bigger than the other one. Also, look, there's two suns on the ground. There's another body. There's all these bodies. Do you see all the things, little dots? Those are different like things that are projecting onto the side of the hill. Okay? And then there's like this like bubble thing here in the back. So here's all I'm saying to you. I know you guys are like, this is it. Midnight Movie Talk's over. All I'm asking you is, what the hell is up with two suns and all the weird reflections on the thing? And it's also a Microsoft thing, and he has the Xbox and the Planet X. I'm just asking you. Once you start asking those questions, you go, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Space Needles. I don't know. Pyramids. Oh my God, I went down a hole about the pyramids the other day. They say the pyramids are actually the top. We're going to end the stream soon. I know it looks like AI art, but I'm just saying, why are there two suns? Because there's a whole video from Jeff P that says there's a sun simulator. I'm just saying, just be open to it. Don't listen. Now I'm getting furious. Listen to me. Do not just assume that what you've been told is true. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Assume, and by the way, this goes to Jonathan Majors. It ties in. I don't know for sure if it's true. I'm just saying that we have to now all of a sudden have everything that we're thinking about. So if I all of a sudden tell you that maybe we don't live in a solar system with the way that we were told, then maybe all of a sudden you go, well, I mean, you don't know if we're orbiting the sun, do you? Do you really know? We don't know. Nobody really knows. The scientists that told us that we were all going to die from COVID, those scientists? Oh no, Weber's lost it. I'm just telling you guys. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Oh, fine. You know what? While we're here and I'm just going to do it really quick. I'm going to do this and then I'm done. This is the last thing. Listen, I want to show you this. I'm going to tell you guys a channel you need to subscribe to. It is Mud Fossils on YouTube. This guy is amazing. Mud Fossil University. Okay, hold on. Let me find him. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just give me a second. I'm going to show you something that's going to make you go, holy crap. Weber's nuts, but yet he's maybe dead on. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. Hold on. Nope, this isn't it. What the hell is this? Okay, hold on. If you guys haven't seen this is great. You're going to love it. Give me a second. Where the hell is it? Let me find it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I thought I should. Did he disappear? Did something happen to Mud Fossils? I'll go on YouTube. Give me a second. I'll find it. Thank you, everyone, for being here and in indulging me in this. We'll get back to normal. I just wanted to do it. Mud fossil. Here it is. Got it. Okay, give me a second. Let's pull up the page. So watch this. You guys, just wait. Just wait. I just want to point out something that's weird. Okay. So this is Mud Fossil University. Let's see it. There it is. So check this out. So Mud Fossil University on YouTube. Go down and let's see, where's his videos. Let's go for most popular. Okay, so giants. He claims giants are real. He claims the Earth is all biology. Like when you look at the layers of the Earth, it's literally like layers of a human. Okay, so I'm just saying, he's got all this proof. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find the dragon. You guys will be like, what the hell? Okay, here it is. All right, just watch. Okay, so this is the guy. You guys are all like, what the hell? This is what I love. Is like, this is how things get spread. People go, did you see that? So check this out. This is in Morocco. Okay, I'm going to show you. Hold on, let me pull back. Okay, so real quick, just listen to me. This is going to be hard to do because he's doing it, and I'm going to try to find the right frame. Okay, so he claims, now just stick with me, guys. Look at the top. This is Morocco, right? Yes, Morocco. Okay, wait. I'm just throwing it out. We've already done this shit. I just like to look at different things. Watch. If you look at the top of Morocco, he claims that what you see is a dragon. Now, just before you lose your shit and say, what's he talking about? So if you look where his finger is, that would be like the feet going down, and drag your cross all the way through to where you see the mouth. He says this is an open mouth of a dragon. Now, I'm not suggesting it's real. I'm telling you that he claims that if you look, let me see if he zooms in. When you look at the biology of northern Africa, Morocco, right? You see what appears to be a gigantic dead dragon in the terraform. So look, so if you look, it looks like he claims that the dragon is breathing venom into a fish. Do you see that? Looks like a giant fish. Do you guys see what it looks like? If you use your mind, just look, it looks like a fish. So let's go back up, and he says the dragon. Now, here's the weird thing about the dragon thing is when you look at the soil coming off of the dragon, like where you've been told dragons would breathe their fire, you see like the sand is red from what it would be technically the toxic venom coming off of this thing. I'm just telling you, when I watch the video, I go, what the hell am I looking at? And the weird thing is, like, it's kind of like that Planet X thing. When you see things you can't listen, Michael, I'm just telling you, I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm just asking. I will legit become a channel member for Midnight Conspiracy Talk. We can do that at the end of every show. But the point of it is that when you look at the dragon in Morocco, if this is what he says it is, think about something for a moment. Just as all I'm going to say to you is this. All of our myths have been told to us through these stories that they are all myth, right? They are not real. They're not based on any reality. Then why does every single civilization going back into the history books talk about dragons? Okay. Do you remember that movie Reign of Fire? Reign of Fire is an amazing film. If you have not seen Reign of Fire do you know who's in that film? First of all, Matthew McConaughey, but it gets better. You've got, what's his ass? What's his name? Who was in Plane? Gerard Butler. And then you have Christian Bale. You've got McConaughey, Butler, and Bale in a movie about dragons that they come out of like the ground and they take over London. It's amazing. But my point is that I'm just telling you. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You just never. I love this. Christian Bale. Thank you, Bale. Yeah, Bale. All of them. Hits the bong. Listen, all I'm saying is go watch Mud Fossil University. Watch the whole thing about the dragon. But my point is hold on. Let me zoom in. I'm gonna just one last thing. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do my own. You guys are gonna be like, oh my god. And the other thing's Antarctica. I'm not gonna get into Antarctica tonight. You guys will be like, my god. But there's so much shit we haven't been told. I know that. Okay, let's zoom in. Here we go. Let's zoom. Hold on. How do I zoom in? Here we go. Hold on. There we go. We're zooming in. We're going to zoom in. Hold on. I got to share it. My bad, guys. Let's zoom in on Google Earth. Midnight conspiracy talk. Check it out. Here it is. Okay, so watch. I'm going to spin the globe. I don't know if I can make... Okay, let me zoom. Okay, so this is what he says is a dragon. Now listen to me, please. I don't know if I can rotate it. Is there a way to... I want to be able to turn... There it is. Okay, now I'm turning it. Perfect. Watch. Let me see if I can get rid of this. Let me pull this back in. Perfect. Okay, now this is perfect. So this is what Roger from Mud Fossil says is a dragon. Look at the form of the creature, and if you look at the... Okay, sorry, I just called it a creature, but I'm just saying. When you look down its neck, so imagine the mouth, right? You see the open mouth, breathing down into killing whatever, grab. And if you look down, look at all the sand. Okay, let me zoom in. Do you guys see this right here? Look at this, okay? Do you see this runoff? This shit is charred. This shit's been fucked up by something, right? Whatever's coming out of this is toxic. It has destroyed the soil. Look at this. It's a red soil. Who the hell even lives here? I don't know if anybody does. But if you look at this, it looks like just, right? So it's all emitting out of the neck, the venom, if you believe this to be true. But look at this thing. What the hell? That looks like imagine if you had a venom that would do damage like that. It would leave that kind of scarring on the earth. So dragons came from people finding fossils and not knowing things could be millions of years old as you fall asleep in class. Listen, Patrick, I'm just telling you, how do you know the Earth's as old as you say it is? We don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know shit. No, Michael, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that what we're saying is he claims, Mud Fossil claims, and this is a big claim, please listen to this. He claims that the Earth is essentially the bodies of dead creatures. The dead creatures have created the earth that we live on. Therefore, whatever was here before was not told to us the way it was. If this were an actual dragon, let's assume it were a dragon in Morocco. This thing, if we looked up in the sky, would cover the entire sky. We can't even comprehend that. I can't even go there, right? We've seen this shit in movies with Ghidra, right? We've seen this stuff and we don't believe it. Even then, it's not that big. This son of a bitch would be as big as the entire, all of the LA. You'd look up and go, oh my God, that's a big ass dragon. I don't think I'm going outside today. I'm just saying to you that I just wonder about these things. I'm pushing back against the mainstream shills. Look at how they cover corrupt. Yeah, well, listen, at the end of the day, I got to be honest with you guys. When I listen to Joe Rogan, and I remember listening to Joe Rogan a few years ago. I think I would do that, and I would actually go harder. I would go harder than Rogan, because I am, for whatever reason, when I was created by the Creator, He made me a very truth-seeking individual. So when things do not align with truth, I feel it in a way that's weird. It's almost like a superpower where I go, something's going on and I know it. I just know something's wrong. And I'm just telling you that when you start to go down rabbit holes, there's all kinds of things. And I would love to do a show like that, because we could still talk about movies, but then we turn around and we discuss things like, is this a dragon in Morocco? And you guys would be like, what the hell? But the point is why do we have to talk about all these things? Why do we have to only talk about movies? Why do we only have to talk about politics? Why do we only have to talk about sports? We can talk about everything within the realm. And I think Gore told me this years ago. Movies are a great, I don't know, maybe Joe. I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird. I know that we're here on this planet to do certain things, right? Eternals, exactly. I mean, we're here on this earth to do things. I believe that each of us has something we were brought forth by whoever the creator is, whoever you believe in, to do. And you need to always try to find that path. And for me, I fell off it for a while. I was wasting my time in TV news. And then I said, I said to myself, let's just try this. And I think 100%, it's exactly what Gore said. Movies are a gateway to conversation. And that's what we're doing here tonight. By the way, guys, I am freaking exhausted. So I think we're just about done. But I just wanted to go down that rabbit hole. Thank you for indulging me. But oh yeah, thank you for mentioning that, Morgan Freeman. We'll talk about this next time. The whole Morgan Freeman clip from 60 Minutes I saw today, I love. It's amazing, and it's how I visualize the entire world. By the way, your homework for tonight is to watch Funny Face. I've talked about this film so many times. It's a great film. I really love Funny Face, directed by Tim Sutton. It's a film that came out in 2020, got its first screening, I think, over in Berlin, and then it got it didn't even get a theatrical release. It was in 2021 when there weren't theaters. You need to watch this film by Tim Sutton called Funny Face. It is a wonderful example of a film that captures setting amazingly well. It's set in Brooklyn. I don't want to give you too much more about it. It's only about an hour and 30 minutes. Another reason why it's great. It's got a hypnotic score. My God, the score is by someone, Phil Moss, I want to say. I listen to it all the time. It's a really great score, incredible cinematography, and setting. Go watch Funny Face. That is your homework. You're going to have to look for it on the streaming services, probably pay $5. It's not a big film. I want someone to come back here, more than likely Thursday is our next stream, more than likely. And we're going to talk about, I want someone to come back and say, I watched Funny Face, and here's what I liked or disliked about it. Okay? Look it up. Let me show you before I go. We're not going to look at the dragon anymore. Hold on. Let me show you what the box cover looks like. This is what the film looks like. Here it is. Let's pop it up. Boom. Watch the full movie is it on Paramount Plus? Holy shit, it's on Paramount Plus, you guys. It's on Paramount Plus. Who has Paramount Plus? Give me a thumbs up. Go watch it right now. Watch. I don't have it, but watch now. 94 minutes. Okay. The destruction of a grandparent's home leads a young man to take revenge under a masked persona. That's a pretty nice, pithy synopsis. But it's got so much style. It's got a amazing, just kick-ass little score on it. And the cinematography is crisp. It is really clean. And I just love the film. I love Funny Face. You need to watch it, and let's discuss it at length, at least somewhat at length on Thursday. That's your homework. It's probably the biggest of all the films I've told you to watch for homework. I would hope that you would watch this one between now and Thursday. That's how much it means to me. And if I ever meet Tim Sutton, I'm going to geek out on him like you have no idea. So I want you to please go watch Funny Face either on Paramount Plus, a streaming service, wherever you need to do it. There's many options. It looks like it's on. I'm sure you listen nowadays. You can find them anywhere. Go to iTunes. It's like literally $1 or $2. It's a great film. I love it. One of my favorite films of 2020. That's going to do it for tonight. Any last comments? Yeah, the mask is creepy. It's cool. You're going to love it. Oh my God, it was 2 hours tonight. Let's go final. I'll go exactly to 2 hours. I am so tired. I played beach volleyball for like 4 hours today. And I'm the oldest dude there. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. And I go, I'm just beat. I'm just working it. I'm doing my best. All I do every day is I get up and I say, I'm going to fuck you up, Father Time. I'm going to mess you up, bro. And I go after it every day. And if that's the one takeaway you can get from Midnight Movie Talk is get out and live. Get out and go for it. Do not sit back and wait for things to happen. Go do it. Make it happen. Believe in yourself. And just keep trying. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's true. You need to continue to push forward because I believe that life is about experiences. It's about being the most honest and pure version of you can be. And so many of us walk around and hold back who you actually are. Don't do that. Step into it. Be that person that you think you are and own it. And don't apologize to anyone for it. Ever. Okay? That's what we're trying to do. And I appreciate you guys being here. 2 hours, even though we went weird at the end. I appreciate that you guys allow me to indulge myself on that. And, you know, ultimately, if you open yourself up and say, maybe, that's all we're asking. Maybe I can rethink this, that, or the other. That's all you want to do in life. Do that too. Open mind, always. Midnight Movie Talk is over tonight. It's over. I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed. It's past my bedtime. MMT is out. Live from Los Angeles. Erick Weber saying good night. See you guys Thursday night back here on MMT. Peace.